Welcome, Call. Don't be afraid. You are safe here. We detected your ship going by and brought you in. Otherwise, you couldn't have found us.
Who are you, sir, and how do you know my name?
Forgive us the intrusion, but we have been watching you since your arrival on Meribah. Not only do we know your name, but we also know that you are kind, helping those in need, and that you are on an urgent quest. So in turn, we would like to help you.
Really? And you are?
We are the Mirari, and I am Getri.
Yes! Finally! I've been looking for you for a long time. And so this is the secret place you retreated to after the old war?
What most don't know is that we have always lived here under the surface of the sea. Then a very long time ago, we began expanding to dry ground, founding many of the cities of Meribah, and establishing its spaceport to service the main corridors of trade. When the Belial Empire rose, it sought to control the entire galactic arm, and we were therefore one of several systems that became prime targets. The struggle that followed is now known as the Old War.
So why did you all come back here after the war?
Meribah's surface was badly scarred as it was the site of many battles. Our cities and fields were now rock and sand. Even the climate was affected. It seemed to us that we should leave all the remaining areas that were still habitable to the other peoples of the land so they could survive. Also, from here, we could oversee the restoration of Meribah because it is here that Merrick received his gift from the ruler of the Far Realm.
The Far Realm? Where's that?
It is a place beyond what is known, the place from which all things began.
Whoa!
Now, Call, we must get back to the business at hand, because there are some very disturbing things happening, and I believe you may have information that will help us. Tell me, what took place on your world to make you come all the way here in search of us?
Well, after my father defeated Osgar, everyone was happy. But then a disease started spreading, paralyzing people and putting them into a trance-like state. And nobody ever snapped out of it. It's like they were dead, but still living.
And you weren't affected?
That's right. My family seemed to be the only ones who didn't get it.
And where is your world, Call?
It's called Evany, and it's in the 4th quadrant of the Meridyne sector. I found that out from... Oh, that's another thing. Just before I left Evany, I saw soldiers grab an Arconian girl named Athera, and then they all disappeared.
There are Arconians on Evany?
No, she had just arrived and was looking for me. The same thing that happened to my people happened to a whole bunch of Arconian colonists.
Yes, I heard about the colonists, and what you told me confirms what we feared. The Belial are attempting to draw a noose around the central arm. The Empire is on the rise again. Only this time it's as if they've gone to the Underrealm and struck a deal with the Destroyer himself, somehow devising a weapon that can capture your soul. But don't despair, Call. As surely as the ruler lives, a way will be made for us and for your people.
So what should we do?
Right now, we are trying to find out more about the Belial's weapon. One of our men has just escaped from a Belial prison world, where he thinks he saw the weapon being used. I'm certain he also mentioned seeing an Arconian girl, so perhaps you should speak with him. His name is Fulcrin. He's upstairs in the portal room.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, Getri. You must be Fulcrin. May I talk to you for a moment?
Certainly. How can I help you?
I'm Call. Getry told me that you escaped from a Belial prison world and said you may have seen an Arconian girl there. Was her name Athera?
Yes, Call, it was. She was thrown into my cell not long after I was captured. A way was made for us to escape, so I offered to bring her here. However, she insisted on staying until she found out more about what the Belial were doing to people there. I told her I'd keep the bioport open so she'd be able to jump here when she was ready. But she never came.
I see.
Is she a friend of yours?
Yes. Well, I haven't had a chance to talk with her yet, but we are both trying to discover what the Belial have done to our people.
That's exactly what I went to the prison world to discover. But I was caught before I could gain any useful intelligence. There were certainly many prisoners there who displayed the strange symptoms reported by the Arconians, and the Belial were constantly bringing in more prisoners by the shipload.
Is this the portal you've been keeping open for Athera?
Yes, although to avoid detection, I had to shut it down after a while.
Will you be able to turn it back on soon?
Yes, very soon.
Good. So this is the same sort of portal that the Nele use, but just a bigger version.
That's right. We can make bioports of any size, small enough to pass food through, or big enough to pass ships through.
And they were invented by a Mirari named Gyron.
Correct. Gyron did not retreat to the sea after the old war, but preferred to remain on the mainland. We are so thankful he was given the wisdom to understand the special properties of the Sekuli organisms used in his bioports.
Where can those organisms be found?
I'm sorry, Call, but their location must be kept secret for security reasons. That technology greatly helped the Alliance to push the Belial back into their own space.
I just wish they had stayed there and never harmed Evany.
Would you like to see your world, Call?
Yes, I would.
You just need to describe where it is, and I will translate it into coordinates the bioport understands.
Okay. It's the second world circling the star XR Gamma in the fourth quadrant of the Pt.9 sector.
All right, just a moment and I'll call it up for you. It's a beautiful world. I'm sorry there's so much pain there.
Me too. Something has to be done to save it. Fulcrin, has enough time gone by since you last opened the bioport to the Belial prison world?
Going there would be very dangerous, Call.
I know, but this seems to be the only course of action I can take right now.
All right, but I can only keep the bioport open for so long.
I understand.
I'll keep the portal open for you.
Thanks. They'd see me for sure. Athera? Athera, it's me.
Call, how did you find me?
I'll tell you later. First, we need to get you out of there. How did you get the door to open when you escaped with Fulcrum the Mirari?
You know about that?
Yes, I've traveled to their city.
Oh, well, I don't really know. He prayed or something, and later, after the guard brought our food, the door didn't lock properly, and we just walked out. Call, there is so much I need to tell you. Why I've been searching for you.
I know why. I read your journal.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought they took it. And the key?
I got that too. I used it to jump to the outpost.
Shh! The guard is coming. Quick, hide! Call, when I escaped earlier, I overheard the Belial discussing your world. They said the processing had been successful, the people sufficiently controlled. They plan to invade Evany and use your people as an army against other worlds. We have to do something.
Do you know anything about what it is they use to control people?
When I was free, I watched them strap a prisoner in a chair in some kind of interrogation room. They turned a ray on and aimed it at his head, but it didn't seem to affect him at all. He didn't even seem to notice and just kept trying to convince the guards to let him go. But then, they wheeled in a cage on a cart and pointed the cage door towards him. I swear the cage was empty, but when they unlatched the door, it banged open and immediately the guy screamed. Then it was all over. From that point on, the prisoner just kept staring blankly ahead, looking like one of the Arconian colonists. The guards unstrapped him and led him away.
Whoa, that's weird.
I'm really scared, Call. I'm afraid they're going to take me into that room next, and I will never be the same again.
Hang on, Athera. I believe a way will be made for me to get you out of there.
Okay, but please, hurry.